What's up everyone, welcome to today's video, welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. Today we're going to be doing some match analysis of Punk's analysis of how he won EVO 2024. There are a lot of nuggets in this particular video. It's 32 minutes long, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not watched it and you enjoy FGC stuff, especially Street Fighter 6, I recommend that you actually watch the video from start to finish because he talks about a few things. I think he first goes on with his fight with Momochi, very, very good for those of you who want some nuggets, and he talks a little bit about a lot of what went down playing against Big Bird. Before I actually show you this one thing that he said out of many things, which I think is very valuable as anybody who is a fighting games player, I want to take you back into time for some history. Many of you may or may not know Punk was somebody who always railed against one of Street Fighter 6's new and very impactful mechanic in this particular game, and that was perfect parry. If you go back and look at June 19th of last year, Punk said, "Perfect parry gonna ruin SF6 when it gets super explored. Definitely the dumbest mechanic in the game and just promotes random play a lot. Hopefully more recovery gets added and the option to hold it gets removed also." So this was basically Punk's idea of it. In fact, some people basically, disagreed. In fact, Sonic at the time, who was actually engaging in some Street Fighter stuff from, before the Street Fighter community were like, nah, Sonic, go play MK or something, even said, nah, it's just fine. It's just basically flawless block in MK11. Again, on September 21st, 2023, Punk says, "Perfect parry is going to make me go insane. It's the only thing I truly hate about Street Fighter 6. And then again, perfect parry got a fella developing tons of gray hair, and this was another tweet in November of 2016. And again, September 11, 2023, I'd pay top dollar for Capcom to remove perfect parry from Street Fighter 6. And again, October 2023, perfect parry really needs something done to it. It's badly, and it's making me have gray hair, and so on and so forth." And Punk railed against perfect parry. Now let me show you Season 2 Punk, and listen to what he said.
"This is it. Last."
And then he started all blocked to jumping and DP.
Nice. What a way to start at the back.
I wanted to show something different. That's why I just perfect parry. Soon the first interaction, I told myself I want a perfect parry to show Big Bird. Maybe this last game I might start doing stuff. And then this happened, bro. When this happened,
you see? So Punk embrace the dark side. You see, this is very important in a fighting game. I'm not here to say, oh, Punk was wrong about perfect parry or he's right about perfect parry. No. What I'm actually here to say and talk about is adjusting your game as a fighting game player is very necessary, and sometimes embracing mechanics that you probably are not so fond of that can still give you an advantage when it comes down to it. This, in my opinion, is the most important aspect of what it means to be a fighting game player. Now, yes, the perfect parry was basically, in his mind, he was going to use it as, some kind of a statement against Big Bird so that Big Bird will know, I'm here to play, because this was down to the wire. This was the final, game for the tournament. So basically, according to Punk himself, this is what he said. I'm not, putting words in his mouth. He said he wanted to show Big Bird maybe, don't come out here railing with this rush down Rashid. Let me see if I can kind of slow you down. Now, why would Punk actually engage in perfect parrying? I wonder why. For those of you who remember Season 1 of Street Fighter 6, JP was basically one of the top characters in the game, but there was actually a spout that had gone on in the gaming scene, in the rivalry scene. I won't say it's a big rivalry. However, these two really cool and good players just happened to meet. And Kakeru basically had this one recipe, other than JP being super strong, but Ken was also strong. And Kakeru and Angry Bird, they met. And in the games that they met, there was something quite unique. Kakeru was very, very adept at perfect parrying a lot. In fact, if you actually look at their tournament matches and you go back and you take a very close look at how many perfect parries Kakeru did on average to just Angry Bird compared to even the other matches that he actually engaged in, you will see very clearly that he used perfect parry to his huge advantage. I mean, in the entire game, you could see, because of Angry Bird's, rushdown style, Kakeru did not hesitate to perfect parry him to shreds. Now, I would sit here and show you a lot of examples, especially from their games, but if you actually go online and look at how many matches that these two have played, they do have a series of titles that, in terms of, matches that they've played. But one of the biggest game changers in this particular scenario was the perfect parrying. And I think there's a big lesson that we can learn from here. Punk basically picking up this particular aspect of the game, even though, yes, it didn't necessarily seem to have that one effect for him. There is no doubt that as he was going through this particular game, he used perfect parry in some cases to his own advantage. Now, if we even backtrack to take a very close look at some of his other games that he played as well during the tournament, I saw Punk perfect parry a lot. I mean, look at him. You see him? Do you guys see him? Well, I guess parry. I wouldn't say perfect parry. Perfect parry is something that, has a little bit more of a skill curve, but using the parry mechanic as well. And I'm sure he was probably trying to maybe at least, build meter, or is what he said actually he was trying to do in one instance just now. I think he lost this particular match. Yep, he lost it to a perfect, and it was basically down to the wire. And, it's still very interesting to see how he goes ahead to basically change his view and his stance in order for him to be able to give himself a mental game, that was actually quite solid. See, he parries that. You see that again? He's now parrying. Now, this is a mechanic, and then he parries, and you see how that basically helped him. And guess what he said when he came here? Listen to this. Listen to what he says here with trying to use parry to his advantage again.
I was like, this is my last one. This is my last chance right here. He did not back throw me. He grabbed me, and I was not expecting that. I thought he was going to do the thing, but since he forward threw me here, bro, I was like, oh my God, I got another chance. I was like, this is my last one. This is my last chance right here. He did not back throw me. I could get drive gauge back from the tornado, take another throw, and we back in.
Did you hear that? I can get drive gauge back, take another throw, and then we back. Getting drive gauge back is only accomplished by getting a parry on hits. You can actually use that to build your drive gauge back. And so not only has Punk moved over from the decision making, he has adapted in that regard. And all these tweets, they mean nothing, because the one mechanic that he basically was not too fond of, he basically realized, I can use this mechanic to my advantage. And I think when I was saying in my other video how Punk took, EVO 2024, there's a Season 1 Punk and there's a Season 2 Punk. A Season 2 Punk is more information-driven, is a data-driven Punk. Punk using the information around him a lot more. Already having the skills, the confirms, all of that is already solid. But using the data around him is, in my opinion, the one more stack that was necessary for him to be able to win this particular tournament. And keep in mind, this is a tournament scene too. There's something he said about Big Bird, which I think we'll talk about in a different video, but I wanted to go ahead and point this out because I thought it's probably the most important and most interesting thing any fighting game player has either experienced or probably gets themselves dialed into. Thanks for watching the video. I really do appreciate you guys for taking the time to watch these videos. I can't believe that people are actually watching them, so please let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. I really appreciate you all. Like I said, thanks for watching. Peace out.